Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Banao Bharat's Trading for Living Friday live session. The last day for the financial year. In fact, in India, we follow April to the March financial calendar, but mostly in the Western world, you will see Jan to December being both calendar year as well as the financial year also. In fact, here in India, we follow from the government point of view, it is generally April to March, and there is certain local communities wherein for them the Samvat, the new year, starts from Diwali. Certain communities in North India, they still follow Diwali as the starting point of their new year. That is when they do the Lakshmi Puja. That is when they open the new set of books of accounts, and that practice of carrying on the financial calculations starting from Diwali to Diwali is still prevalent in this country. Many communities, especially the lending community, they open their books, they do the puja of their ledgers and accounts book on the Deepavali day, and that practice is still visible in many parts of the country. But for all official purposes, the financial year in this country is from April to March, which is kind of coincides with the new year concept that is being followed in our Hindu calendar also. Though the few communities follow Deepavali as the beginning of new Samvat, most of the new year for Indians begin sometime in the month of April in terms of the new year, in terms of Yugadi, or for that matter, the beginning of the universe, where they call the Chaitra Mas. So that is the beginning calendar. So could be that is also one of the reason why they have formulated April 1st as the beginning of the financial year and 31st as the end of the financial year. So time cycles are important. Even in stock markets, these days, financial year ending, or in terms of for FIS 31st of December, all of these time cycles have certain significance, and we can see here how even our Indian markets, being the last day of the financial year, they have kept the prices high since morning. Let us start seeing the charts. This is the chart of Nifty. Nifty gaps up, opens at around 17,271, and straight away goes and makes a high at 17,385, and from there on comes down a little bit, once again tries to breach the morning highs of 17,385, and currently trading just about around the same levels of 17,400. So once it gaps up, there is no follow-up momentum, there is no follow-up buying happening. Yes, it has gapped up, and surprisingly bigger gap. Generally whenever there is a gap, there is generally prices open above 2 days high or 3 days high, but today looks like it is almost a weekly high that has taken out. So when was the last time it was trading around 17,300? Was, you can see here, it is more than the last recent high that we can think of is 17,239, which was 5 days high. So in the near term, if you see, this gap up opening is at least 10 days gap up, which is a significant one. So these kind of gap ups we don't see generally. Gap ups are generally when you see prices opening about 2 days or 3 days or max 4 or 5 days. So this time we have had a gap up of almost more than 10 days. So whatever the 10 days behind whatever prices the markets were trading. It is today trading higher than that. So this gap up is significant, and probably for your NAV calculation for the mutual fund industry, this might help them in improving the NAVs, because most of the mutual fund industries hold stocks in their portfolio and they wouldn't be having much of derivatives portfolio as such. So derivatives portfolio, in the sense, like, the index level doesn't actually matter to them. What matters to them is the stock prices, the closing price of the stocks that they are holding in their portfolio. So if they are holding some of the heavyweight stocks in the Nifty or Bank Nifty, obviously the Nifty or Bank Nifty being the composite index of many of the stocks, the prices when in the stock market, or when the stocks prices opens higher, obviously the Nifty or Bank Nifty or the index for that matter will open higher. So today's movement is all about stocks, all about heavyweights in each of the portfolios. You can see, like, some of the industry heavyweights like Reliance or Hindustan Lever or ICICI Bank or HDFC Bank for that matter. We will look into all of these charts now, but in general these stocks are there in most of the mutual funds portfolios. You take any portfolio, they will have some of the blue chips in their portfolio, and when these blue chips open higher and when they have been kept higher during the day, obviously Nifty and other indexes will be slightly higher. So today's movement is more of stock price action rather than the index action. That would be my first set of analysis. Let us, before moving forward into the stocks, let us also see what's happening in the Bank Nifty also. Bank Nifty, yes, opens at around 40,446, and from there on straight away goes to 40,750 levels. It comes back a little bit, but not significant movement. After that, you can see all the candles are so small and there is not much price action, volume action also. So price action, very less candle sizes, which means, like, markets are trending sideways on the higher side, and there is not much volatility in any of the stock price movement or the index for that matter. Index is absolutely, I would say, in sideways movement with very low volumes and very low price actions. So that is the initial analysis of Nifty and Bank Nifty. Before moving into any of the other heavyweight stocks, let us also see some of the banking stocks. Starting with Axis Bank. Axis Bank opens at around 851, makes a opening high at 863, and for almost 3 hours now it is trading sideways within the first candle range. Bajaj Finserv opens at 1257, makes a high at 1274, and absolutely no movement after that. Currently trading sideways somewhere in the region of 1264. Bajaj Finance has a slightly different chart setup. Opens at 5729, opens again gap up only, but opens higher. After that it doesn't sustain the higher price levels, comes down to the lows of 5627. So from the highs of 5729, you can see the lows of 5627, almost 100 points movement in the first few candles, and from there on it is being moving sideways because the gap up has not sustained and it has made significantly lower level from the highs of the day. We are seeing some amount of, like, breakdown levels at 5627. If Bajaj Finance once again cracks 5627, there is a chance of it going down much further, or if it makes a pullback from here on and it touches 5729, then also there is a resistance at 5729. It may not go much higher than 5729, and there is a more of a possibility of Bajaj Finance cracking 5627. Bandhan Bank opens at 198 on the higher side, and from there on slightly comes down, but not much trend emerging because it is still trading within the first candle's range only. Bank of Baroda opens at 166, makes a slow and steady movement up to 171, almost 5 rupees movement on an intraday chart. After that it is just hovering closer to the highs So the stock is stronger, it has made a base, it has made certain patterns wherein once again if it cracks 171, then you can consider it to be a breakout and it might go much higher from this level. Canara Bank opens around 284, not much movement, no, not much trend emerging here. It makes a high of 287, but there is no clear upward trend or the downward trend in Canara Bank. HDFC again opens higher at 2641, but develops a downward trend from there, goes down to 2611. From there on, now the pullback is happening. The fall is not very significant like how we saw in Bajaj Finance. Here we are seeing, yes, there is a fall, but the fall is about 40 points on a 2600. 40 points is actually big, but still there is no sell level emerging in this counter. HDFC wait for certain more price candles to have some decent trend developing, and then we can see if there is a buy call or a sell call in HDFC. Well, this is HDFC AMC doing well, trading at 1707. Let us see HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank opens at 1617, develops a downward trend, makes a low of 1604, and from there on it is now trying to make a pullback. If it once again goes to 1617, then there is a possibility of HDFC Bank once again hitting the resistance and might come down. Whether it comes down below 1604, we need to wait and watch, but at least if it hits 1617, one round of downward movement can be expected. This is the chart of ICICI Bank doing very well. There is a mixed trends in banking stocks in general. If you see, like, some stocks are in sideways, some stocks are clearly doing well, and some stocks have made a downward pattern with few stocks showing sell signal also. ICICI Bank opens way lower at 862, non-stop goes up to 884, currently trading at 882, trading towards the higher range of the day. This is the chart of SBI. The first candle is a very big candle, 517 to 526. From there on, it trades in the sideways movement just at around, currently trading at 525. Let us see Kotak Bank, one of the odd stock in the banking space. Generally, it moves against the overall banking index. Today, it opens at around 17. Low was 1734, goes up to 1746. From there on, comes down to 1731, once again trying to breach the higher levels. This breakout pattern looks good. It made a couple of candles higher, came down, sustained, and the pullback is successful, and it is now hitting the breakout on the higher side. So probably Kotak Bank might do well today. Watch out for this stock on an intraday basis. On the intraday, this stock is looking good and with a good breakout pattern also. These kind of patterns generally work well and end well. By the time 330 hits, we would see these kind of breakouts will generally sustain, and obviously closing will be above 1746. Let us see one another banking stock, IndusInd Bank. Oh, absolutely sideways movements. Opens at 1065, goes to 1078, currently trading at 1074. But the chart you can see here, it is extremely sideways with not much volumes also. Very low price action, small candles. Every candle is very small compared to previous few days. So not much action in IndusInd Bank. Probably, it might not do anything great today. So wait and watch for certain price patterns to emerge. Let us move on to other index heavyweights. Like, this is the Reliance chart, pulling the index very well for the day. Opens at 2270 and non-stop trading now currently at 2343. So from the lows of 2270, it has not stopped even in one single candle. It has just continued to make higher highs. Very good, what do you say, like, trend developed here in Reliance. Let us see if this Reliance trend is looking good on the higher time frames also. Reliance on the hourly chart, even on hourly chart it is looking good, a good breakout even in hourly charts. You can see here it is now trading at 2340 levels. The last time it was trading around these levels was 15 days back on 13th of March. We were seeing these levels. After that it had come down to the lows of 2184, from 2350 levels to 2180 levels. From there on made one pullback up to 2294, but that pullback was not sustained. We could still see, like, lower highs being formed. Once again, after making a lower high, came down to 2200 levels. That is where it made a higher low, and from there on this breakout is a genuine breakout and it looks good. And from here on we can expect some more upward movement. The Reliance rally, this is not one-off rally, this is not a fake breakout. This kind of breakouts wherein you can see higher lows having formed and the highs have been cut convincingly with good volume on the opening candle itself and still going higher, and these kind of patterns will definitely sustain for few days, at least for next few days. You can see good price action in Reliance on the higher side. So in case anyone who is short in Reliance, then definitely they would have hit the stop loss by now. If you have not taken the stop loss, do clear your short positions with minimum damage, and if you can have the conviction, then this is the price levels to go long in Reliance. Let us see Hindustan Lever. Hindustan Lever on the hourly time frame was trading at around 2500 during 21st, which is around 10 days back. It was trading at around 2500 levels. After that came down, made a low of 2467, then made a low of 2479. So higher lows patterns are there in Hindustan Lever. You can see here lowest low on hourly candle was at around 2400. From there on, from 2400 onwards, it made a pullback up to 2526 and came down, made a low of 2430. Sorry, yeah, high was 2489. From there on low was 2430. There itself there was a first indication that bottoming process has been put in place. So higher low got formed, 2404, 2430, 2467, 2479. You can see here straight away 4 higher lows have been formed, and today the breakout has happened. Though after the breakout it has come down. Today you can see here it opens at a high of 2571, and from there on it has come down little bit and now currently trading at 2548. But still, because the pattern is, like, good here, higher lows have been formed and good breakout has happened with volume. This breakout also will sustain like Reliance, though intraday pattern today the hourly candles are looking slightly weak. After the very good opening, it has not sustained on the higher side. So on the intraday time frame, maybe there will be some short level, yes, but on the hourly time frame this breakout will sustain after few days definitely. If you are looking for the swing trade, we use 1 hour candle for the swing trade. If you are looking for the swing trade, then you hold on to the buys. If you have bought today's opening breakout, if you have bought, then hold on to the buys. But if you are an intraday trader, then your time frame is only up to 3:30. It's already 1:40 now. In case on an intraday time frame, if you are watching Hindustan Lever chart, then the price to be watched out is 2528, which is intraday low. If it once again comes below 2528, that is when you will sell, and there is no trade between 2528 and 2571. So between this 50 points range there is no trade. There is trade emerging, only some kind of a resistance on the higher side, which is the opening candle high at 2571. If you see Hindustan Lever trading at 2571, you can trade a intraday short, or if it comes to 2528, then also you can play the breakdown below 2528, which is little unlikely the way the overall market is panning out today, which is unlikely that Hindustan Lever will once again see those levels of 2528 again. Probably this pullback will be much more larger, and then this sell level will get negated. So that is with respect to Hindustan Lever. Well, we'll see some auto stocks also. Tata Motors opens at around 413, goes up to 422 currently. After that comes down a little bit. The breakdown is not or the pullback is not sufficient enough to signal any sell levels on the higher side, so it might go much higher. There is no intraday buy signal yet developed in this counter, but still there is no short signal as well. So this is Tata Power. Let us also see Tata Steel opens at around 106, comes down to 105, and now currently trading around the lows of 105, but the difference between high and low is not much. There is just about 95 paise difference between highs and low in the intraday chart. Let us see what's happening in pharma sector. Pharma Cipla opens around 895 levels. From there on makes a good movement up to 908. Now some amount of pullback is happening from 908 levels, currently trading at 903. Cipla on the larger time frame, if you see, has fallen significantly over a period of many days. You can see here from the highs of 1183 on when say early February, around 10th or 11th of February, it was trading above 1180. From there on it came to the lows of 853, and the lows of 853, it is now making a good amount of pullback, currently trading at 903. Probably this pullback will go much further, and we will see the pharma stocks holding the index on the higher side for some more time at least. So watch out for pharma space. After a good fall in the recent time for the last almost 1.5 to 2 months in many of the pharma stocks, now we are seeing some amount of pullback in Cipla, Biocon, Sun Pharma. So these pullbacks will keep the index higher. This is the chart of Biocon on the daily time frame. You can see here from the highs of 279 had come down as low as 191. From the lows of 191, market or Biocon has turned sideways, and pullback looks like, it another few more candles on the higher side, pullback will be convincing, and then this stock will be heading much higher levels. So for now Biocon is in the pullback mode, but not a very convincing pullback like Cipla. Dr. Reddy on the daily chart has cracked the upper limit 4566. You can see here it kept making higher lows and cracked the breakout point at 4566. Looks like Dr. Reddy is headed much higher, and you can be long in Dr. Reddy. Sun Pharma from the highs of 1075 had fallen all the way to the lows of 949. From there on pullback is looking good, and there was a breakout point at around 983, which it has convincingly cracked couple of days before itself, and today it makes a high of 1000. From there on it is showing a red candle on a daily basis, but on the whole pharma stocks are looking good. Let us conclude today's session by looking into the indexes once again. Bank Nifty almost trading flat at around the same price, currently trading at 40,787, and the current day's high is 40,811. This is the Nifty chart going little higher, 420. There is a resistance at 385, but it has cracked the resistance. Probably, maybe Nifty will close above 17,400 today. Watch out for that space. In case if you are short, then you exit with a stop loss. In case if you are long, hold on to your longs. It might go much higher. So this is with respect to today's stock movements. Hope you all have a profitable trading day and the profitable expiry week also. The first expiry week has started today for the month of April. Let us once again meet tomorrow or a Monday morning. Have a great weekend. In case you are liking the content on Banao Bharat's channel, do subscribe to the channel, share the channel with the fellow traders. And if you want to learn the basics of stocks or the mechanics of reading the charts, then you can enroll for the Trading for Living program. It's a 1 week program. Along with that, we also do the mentorship activities. In case you are interested in joining for the mentorship program also, you can call us on the number that is being displayed on the screen. Let us once again meet on a Monday morning with a fresh perspective on the markets. Until then, Om Swasti.